And hello to all my Sagittarius friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for June 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you a very specific spread. We're going to do it in the storyline format. However, it's going to be all about work. They want to do a specific corner work spread focus for my Sagittariuses. Now last month they did a very similar thing, except they did it with finance. So we're moving from finance into work, and Sagittariuses are getting no extra. At the end they want no extra reading, and when they're not picking on you guys in any way. That's actually been a trend I've noticed for a while now. I think going on 6 or 7 months, Sagittariuses are just getting the main meat and potatoes of the main spread and no extra. And like I said, they're not picking on you guys at all. In fact, that's a good thing. That means that most of my audience for my Sagittariuses are really on point, and there's just a few things that they really want to point out for you guys to make sure you nail home. And in this case, it's about work for the month of June. So the cards are already shuffled, and then I guess I should tell you now that at the end of your reading, we are going to do a runestone, and that is going to tie the whole thing together and maybe give us a little extra push in the right direction. So the cards are already shuffled, like I just said. I do that ahead of time just basically to save us a bunch of time. What I'm going to do right now is bring you in so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great June. And we are on. So what I like to do right now, I do on camera every single time. These are my ritual cuts. Basically cuts each deck into 3 different pieces, then we put it back together in a separate order. And that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. Do that with both of these decks here, and they're ready to go. So here we go with the storyline format. I start this out with 5 cards, and then I expand out where I need to go from there. So here are your base 5. And that is actually going to be the entire thing. Sometimes it gets bigger than that. I mean, we are going to tack on more cards for description, but these are your main 5. Nice and on camera, you can see them quite well. Now we got to get the pairings. We do have, let me see, 1, 2, 3. Stories just like this. That's how it's going to look. All right, so now the extra cards. It's pretty simple. You guys were nice and gentle on me. I do appreciate that. Some of these spreads take up my whole entire table. This is not going to be one of those. We actually have very few inverts and blocks too. Since this one's a story all by itself, I will do a discard if they want it read that way. They do not. That's got to go upright. And that is going to be, well, we're going to do one here too. Got to do them individually because we're breaking into 3 stories. That one's going to be read just the way it is, so that one's good. And then just oracle cards, and we're ready to go. Nice and easy for Sagittarius. My audience of Sagittarius must really be on point with things because, like I said, you guys are just the kind of the bare minimum of the readings lately. I shouldn't say lately. It's been like that for a while, like 6 or 7 months, something like that. So you guys are doing a very great job of everything. Just a few little things here that we can try to get you on the right direction with. So this is everything. I think you can probably see it all. Yeah, more or less. Story 1, 2, and 3. We're going to read it just like that. So let's get started. Come on. Come on, phone. They want to see the reading. Let's go. All right, here we go. All right, Sagittarius. First thing they bring up in story 1. I should also say that, not all of these stories are going to resonate with you. This is a general reading. If you're looking for private messages that are personal, specific only to you, I do offer those on my website, scottsagent.com. But really, it's all about finding the story that is right for you. Not all of these will resonate. A couple may. Sometimes all 3, or, in storylines, this can get much bigger too. Sometimes it goes to 4 or 5 stories. But really, all about finding the one. So which story is all about you here? Let's find out. Story 1 here, they're talking about kids. For my audience that has children, or they're either talking about kids or nostalgic things that are coming back to you in the month of June. This can be doing things that you really enjoyed as a kid. This could be doing something with your kids specifically. Maybe because school's out. Maybe you're going on vacation with them. Maybe it's kind of both. There could be a very interesting twist of how this all comes together. This could be something like something that you enjoyed as a kid. Let's say, for example, roller skating. And you go and you take your kids to the roller skating rink. So it's something that you get to give back, something that you enjoyed yourself to do with your kids, or they're bringing up kids in general. So this might not even be, genetic children or biological children, I should say, but this could be, nephews, nieces, aunts, uncles, family getting together, friends, all that kind of stuff. They do show go the distance here. So this is, they want to make sure here that you're given enough time and energy into this here that you're taking it the entire 18 holes, instead of doing the half deal, doing the 9-course deal. I'm kind of giving you a golf reference here. Probably has nothing to do with golf whatsoever. Just kind of giving you the idea of go the distance. When they bring that up, they're letting you know that this is like a marathon. This is something that needs to continue, and this is not just like a temporary thing. So don't just like blow this out like one time. Let me go back to the example I gave you. Don't go and take the kids something fun like one time and then just be done. This is something you gotta you'd like benefit from doing habitually. This is something that you would benefit from. Like let's say we're gonna do a family night with the kids every Friday. Throwing it out there, something like that. Something good like that can come up very, very strongly for a lot of my Sagittariuses here in story number 1. And how that relates to work, that's going to be different for everybody, but kids are a big deal in regards to work. It could even be bringing your kid to work with you. It could be like a bring your kid to work day, or this could also be like nostalgic work stuff. This may, like I said, this may have nothing to do with children because the other definition of this card is nostalgia. So I have to give it to you every single way in a general reading. But if this is nostalgic work, this is stuff that is coming back to you from your past. It's popping up in your work corner though. Interesting. Here we go into story 2. Story 2, they talk about a very, very interesting mix of energies here. We have theft and loss first. That's not good. But the card right behind that is wonderful, good credit, or good karma, or good money. Okay, so something with work is being taken from you. Maybe they're taking some work away from you. Maybe that's actually a good thing. Maybe it's not, because if they're taking work away from you, it could be taking your money too. But they're letting you know that money is good right behind this. Whatever this theft or loss is that your workplace is doing in the month of June from you, however this affects you, maybe you lose some clients. But what happens on the other end of that turns out really good. Maybe you end up, for example, you lose some clients, but you get one really big client, and then that just makes a huge, huge bump in your pay. And that's something that the good credit can be here coming up into work. And this can also be a good return on investment. This doesn't only have to be credit or money related. This could just be energetic. So this is just a good return on investment. So we go back to the very first card there with the 7 of Swords. This is my theft, loss, or deceit card. I do need to tell my Sagittarius too, just kind of be a little bit on the lookout. They want you to have your eyes wide open here so that you don't miss, any shady characters trying to do anything in regards to whatever you're doing with work. They do bring up the Yin card here for my Oracle Angel card. That's letting me know that we have female energy here. The likelihood is that they're not talking about you because this general reading is already about you. So what they're telling me here is that likely this character is a female, or what they're describing has very pink energy. I'd like to say that, you're surrounded by a very loving work environment, and maybe a lot of you are. But what they're talking about here in story 2, there's some kind of deceit or fuzzy, foggy, weird thing going on here. And it is likely a female. Okay, some of you, I can just kind of tell that some of you know what I'm talking about right off the bat, but whatever this is, it gets good afterwards. And I'm not sure why, where, or how. This reading is for the entire month of June. This may not happen right away. This may not happen even by the end of June. This could even eke into July a little bit. But that's the main thing of what they're pushing here. Now, before I get into your last story 3, your biggest story, if you will, I want to go over the moon cycles with you guys. I always give you guys the moon cycle forecast every single month, just so you know what's coming, so you're ready for it, and you can take advantage of it. We have a full moon. I'm going to give you that first because that's what hits first. We have it on June 14th. It's like dead smack in the middle of the month. When that comes, it's the best time to get anything out of your life. Let's say something with work there, let's say this female character is just not good. She's out to get you and whatever. And you just gotta cut this thing off. You gotta cut ties, whatever it is. Middle of the month is such a good time to do that. It might not have anything to do with work at all. Let's say you just need to cut out some eating habits. Let's say you gotta cut out something in your love corner. Let's say you gotta cut out something in your financial corner. Let's cut out some spending or something like that. That all is much better placed in the middle of your June, right around that full moon. Does not have to be on the 14th. Any time around it is really well. Now, the new moon energy is interesting because it ekes in a little bit toward the beginning of the month, but it is much heavier toward the end of the month. This is going to hit its peak here at June the 28th. So the very last week of June is going to be strong for bringing anything brand new into your life. And this is irregardless of what it is. I know we're in a work spread here, and the work example is kind of like what I should lean toward first, but I just want to give you the whole thing. New diet, new exercise, new love. You're trying to go on dates, all that kind of stuff. Find a good partner. All that stuff hits much better at the end of June, guys. Does not have to be on the 28th. The 28th is not important as far as a target. It's just kind of a broader window is what we're looking for there. And the moon cycle forecast is something that I give you every month, but I give you a visual too on my website. If this is something you're a very visual learner, you need to see it, kind of how it fits, check out the website. On my videos page, I have the moon cycles, kind of the entire thing, and for June really is where it peaks there and ends until I put out the next one. But you can see how these line up, and you can kind of plan and prepare lining certain things up in your life so that when it hits, it's just the ebbs and flows of the universe. It's much easier to walk downhill than it is to walk uphill. It's much easier to swim with the current than it is to swim against it. That's kind of what the moon cycles are all about. While you're at the website, I have a brand new product. Very excited about it. I just blew it out last month. Beta tested it all for my newsletter people. Got great reviews on it. It's new part of my mini readings. I have 3 mini readings available now for purchase on the website. They're all so quick, easy, simple, convenient. You don't even have to show up. I read it with your birthday, but it's very specific. It's targeted just to you, and therefore it's very accurate. The new one is called the Chakra and Health Scrub. You either get one or the other. We look at your physical health. We look at your spiritual health, whatever you prefer. Also, the My Month, very, very popular one there. Talks about your month specific to you and what's going on with your month. A little bit of numerology in there also. And the final product is the Angel Protection and Animal Totem. With that one, you get both. And that is also a mini reading that's available on the website. While you're on the website, sign up for that newsletter. It's at the very bottom of my main page. It's actually at the bottom of every page, I believe. But the newsletter program is how you get that stuff to begin with. The free giveaways that I do. Every once in a while, a couple times a year, I give my newsletter people, guys, free readings. You can't miss that. And signing up to the newsletter will also give you promo codes when we don't have free stuff going on. And it'll save you a bunch of money on any of my products. So make sure that you're signed up for that. So let's get on to your story 3 here. Story 3, they want to talk about a man. They're very forward in letting me know that this is a man that they're talking about here. So the likelihood is that this is not you, because like I told you earlier in the story, is that this whole reading is about you. So they don't need to say you and then you again. They're kind of bringing up somebody else here. In this case, it's a man. A man at work, or a man that has something to do with your work, business, enterprise, area of study. I guess I should have probably told you that earlier, that, your work corner is a big thing. It's a big corner of your life. Even if you don't work, let's say you're retired, you still do something in the place of what you used to put the time and energy and effort into work. Now you do this with it. Usually it's a hobby or interest, something like that. But work, business, enterprise, area of study, let's say you're trying to learn something new. That also falls into the work corner here. So we have a man coming up first, and this is a person that is very warm, very, I kind of feel like a little smothering, but in a good way. It's not like smothering like that's going to scare you off or anything like that. And this is somebody who can help you get to the next level here with work. Somebody who can teach you something, and that's just my phone kind of congruently letting me know that, yes, that's basically it. Spirit works in mysterious ways here. But they're saying here that, this is somebody who can help get you to the next level. They can welcome you in with warm and open arms. For some of you, this could actually be a new job. This could be a new boss, or, applying for a new job, going to an interview with this guy they're talking about here. This guy may be the interviewer that they're talking about. But anyway, this presents itself very good, and this is a brand new, it's presented like the death card because I have my oracle card here, regeneration. So this is a brand new cycle, and that's why they kind of wanted me to talk about new job for a lot of you. And if it's not a new job, it could very well be a new chapter in a current job or a new chapter in just your work career in general here. So the month of June is what they're pushing for, this regeneration. They want you to renew. And in the deck, it's pictured just to kind of give you the idea of what's going on here. I'm going to actually show you guys the picture of this and zoom in so you can see it better, because it's the best way to really describe it is to see it. You know, we have a beautiful branch that is blossoming out of the death and decay of the lava that has rolled through and kind of wiped everything out, kind of smeared the land, clean slated it, more or less. And now you're growing out of it. You're growing out of the debris. What are you growing into? This is the month to figure these things out here in Story 3. They're also letting me know this is going to be my main audience. This is my main group that we're talking about for work. And they want to focus on this regeneration, this growth, building something brand new from scratch. This is a very much from scratch energy, and there's not much else to say but that. So make sure you take advantage of that, because June is going to present very, very good opportunities to do these things with work. And if it's new, if it's something new with work, line it up to the moon cycles. The end of June is so much better for new stuff. And if it's something you need to remove from work, whether it's a person or maybe you need to quit in general, maybe you just need to get out of there, right? Or take a leave of absence, something like that. That is much better middle of the month because it's full moon energy. So lining up with those things are huge and key. Let's get into your rune stone here, guys, and wrap up your reading. Like I said, Sagittariuses are, at least my audience, Sagittariuses, are doing such a good job with stuff. And it's very obvious because this is a simple reading, guys. This is almost as easy as it gets. Like I said, just a couple things in here they don't want you to miss, and, you know, it makes complete sense. All right, so here we go here. Let me show you this guy here. This is self. This is the self. So they're saying here for my Sagittariuses, you can actually be a little selfish in the month of June. It's basically permissive. It's giving you permission to be a little selfish in the month of June. It's not a bad thing. The word selfish has negative connotations, but really working on yourself is a great thing. Once you take care of yourself, then you can start taking care of other people. It's hard to take care of other people when you're not whole yourself, or if you have a billion projects to do, or if you have, things coming at you from every way, which way. It's just, that's what it's all about. So when the self comes up, it's a reminder to focus on you in the month of June. And it's okay to do that because, probably the rest of your year is going to be about other things, other people, other situations, other circumstances. So right now in June, work on you, work on yourself. And I don't even really know where to tie that in. It's just kind of I think it's just a broader picture of the whole thing. It's the scope, it's the zoomed out, like, hey, tell Sagittariuses, they just need to work on themselves right now. Focus on themselves. And what is going on in work, because work was the big deal for the month. So I want to thank you guys for joining. That is going to be your entire reading. This has been a nice little 1-year anniversary for the annual, starting these videos on YouTube. I've been reading for 8 years, but YouTube on 1 year now completed fully. So thank you guys so much, because you've been a big part of that success and the growth. And thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. I do these every single month, guys. Take care and have a great June.